Policy definition: sleeper berth time and minute-by-minute clock restoration. Objective: to define and regulate the use of sleeper berth status under the 17-hour clock rule in a way that promotes genuine rest, supports flexibility, and restores driver duty hours safely and transparently. This policy ensures that sleeper time is both protected and operationally beneficial, making rest a strategic tool rather than a penalty. 1. Rest requirement. Drivers must log a minimum of 6 hours in the sleeper berth within any rolling 24-hour period. This is a compliance threshold designed to reflect modern fatigue science and align with real human rest cycles. The 6-hour total may be accumulated in one continuous period or split into multiple qualifying sleeper segments. The rolling 24-hour window is evaluated continuously, allowing flexibility in how and when rest is taken, as long as compliance is maintained. 2. Clock restoration. During sleeper berth. When a driver is logged in sleeper berth status, the 17-hour duty clock is restored minute by minute. Each minute in the sleeper berth restores 1 minute to the available 17-hour duty clock. This restored time may be used for driving or on-duty tasks, depending on what remains, but in most cases, it allows the driver to regain usable drive time while staying within the 15-hour driving limit set by the rule. Restoration begins immediately upon entering sleeper berth status and ends upon return to on-duty or off-duty status. This restoration model ensures that drivers who choose to rest are rewarded with usable time, reinforcing healthy behaviors and improving trip efficiency. 3. Compatibility with other limits. The sleeper berth restoration works in harmony with other key system limits. Drive time cap. Regardless of restored duty hours, drivers must not exceed 15 hours of driving within any rolling 24-hour period. On-duty requirement. The 17-hour duty period includes time for essential non-driving tasks such as inspections, fueling, and paperwork. While drivers may not always use the full 2 hours, the system structurally accounts for it to ensure safety and compliance are not sacrificed. This structure allows drivers to operate with flexibility while staying within clear legal boundaries. 4. Safety alignment. The requirement of 6 hours of sleep aligns with scientific research, indicating that 6 to 8 hours of rest in a 24-hour period significantly reduces the risk of fatigue-related impairment, improves decision-making, and supports long-term health. This policy avoids arbitrary rest mandates and instead ties restoration directly to actual rest. Drivers can rest when tired, restore time while doing so, and return to work alert and within all compliance boundaries. Conclusion: this sleeper berth policy creates a clear and functional framework that rewards real rest with real flexibility. It ensures that drivers can recover their duty hours without penalty, protect their health, and operate with the control and professionalism the industry demands. Supporting evidence and safety justification. This section outlines the scientific research and real-world crash data that support the 6-hour rest requirement and restoration method built into the 17-hour clock rule. Why the 17-hour clock rule improves safety. A sleep science and crash risk analysis. Sleep science and the minimum rest threshold. Extensive research from the CDC, FMCSA, and NIOSH shows that most healthy adults require between 6 to 8 hours of sleep in a 24-hour period for proper cognitive function, reaction time, and mood regulation. The 17-hour clock rule mandates at least 6 hours of sleeper berth rest within any rolling 24-hour window. This aligns with the lower end of the clinically accepted minimum needed for safe alertness. By basing the rule on science-backed rest needs, the system ensures that drivers operate refreshed and alert, not just compliant. Fatigue-related crash statistics. The FMCSA's large truck crash causation study found that 13% of truck crashes involve fatigued drivers. The NTSB estimates fatigue may be a factor in up to 40% of heavy truck crashes. According to NHTSA, 91,000 crashes, 50,000 injuries, and 800 deaths in a single year were related to drowsy driving. Over 28% of truckers have some form of sleep apnea, making consistent rest even more essential. Surveys show that more than half of all drivers admit to falling asleep at the wheel at least once per month. Why the 14-hour clock rule fails. The current 14-hour rule demands that drivers complete all driving within a non-stop 14-hour window, regardless of fatigue, delays, or rest needs. Once that clock starts, it keeps ticking, even during long dock waits, traffic jams, or short rest breaks. This leads to unrealistic time pressure, incentives to drive while tired, frequent hours of service violations, and less flexibility for health, safety, or weather-related pauses. The safety advantage of the 17-hour clock rule. By contrast, the 17-hour clock rule pauses the clock during off-duty time, restores time minute by minute while in the sleeper berth, maintains a clear minimum rest requirement, 6 hours in any rolling 24-hour period, and caps total drive time at 15 hours max within a 24-hour window. This creates a legal structure that allows drivers to rest when tired, drive when alert, avoid penalties for delays they can't control, and stay safer without sacrificing productivity. In short, the 17-hour clock rule doesn't increase risk. It realigns trucking with human sleep needs, reduces preventable crashes, and gives drivers the power to operate on their terms without compromising safety.